welcome back to my channel. The struggle is real with the makeup nurse. Today is Tarte Tuesday and it's also June 21st. So that means it's skateboarding day, Arizona day, Daylight Appreciation Day, Day of the Gong, Peaches and Cream, Selfie, Smoothie, Seashell Day, and Summer Begins. So, welcome to the first day of summer, oh my gosh. I am so very tired. I haven't had coffee yet. I've only had a few hours of sleep. My flight was delayed last night and didn't get in until really late. So, bear with me. Oh, this was the Awake Serum from Tarte that I used. Now we're going to use the Tarte Baba Balm moisturizer. And my face really needs it right now. I don't know, after flying and, from California to Chicago, because that's where I went this time. Even then, it's a long flight. I mean, it's shorter than Atlanta at least. But, yeah, it's a long flight, and it seems like it dehydrates me too. Not only tires me out, but it dehydrates me. All right, let's use the eyeshadow Insurance from Too Faced. Guys, I think I left a bag of some of my skincare and some other stuff. I mean, I'm gonna be back, so it's not like I won't get it, but that's the stuff I've been trying to use up because I've been trying to stick to one product. So I'm kind of like bummed. And I kind of use those scissors for everything, and I think they were in there. Oh well. It could have been worse. I could have forgot my brushes, but I didn't. I'm going to go in with the Tarte Lip Palette, and this is an all matte palette, but it smells good. So, you know what? I don't know if I smelled that though. No, I'm not. But my ears from flying are still like it doesn't happen to me all the time, but once in a while it'll like need to pop and they won't. I'm using Forces of Nature, by the way. So, yeah. Last night I cannot get them to pop. Thank goodness it doesn't happen every single time I fly, but it happens enough anyway to be annoying. And no, I did not get my eyebrows done. My plane was delayed going in as well. Going in to Chicago. Actually, it got canceled and had to get on another airline, which then they made me go outside of security. I'm going to go ahead and use the Power Play shade, which is this gray shade, and they made me go back outside security, get my luggage, and this was like, but this time it was like 11:30 or 11 o'clock at night because I had to take the midnight flight because it was cheaper, and so anyway, they're like, no, you have to go get your luggage, and I know they have, like, this has happened to me before. And they put me on an airline, different airline. They put me on Delta, and they were able to transfer the bag, so I didn't have to worry about it. They just transferred it. They put a message in and said, route it to this or whatever. So I know they are able to do it. Well, they did, at least when I was in Atlanta when this happened to me. And they wouldn't do it, so I had to go out. I don't know if it's because this time it was United. I don't know. I'm going to go in with the chocolate matte eyeshadow. So anyway, I went, I was going on United, and this is from Too Faced, by the way, for any new people out there. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'll go out there. I was so tired. I've been up I was up like since 5:30 that morning. This was almost midnight. I'm dead tired. And so I'm like, okay, I'll go get my luggage, check it in, and then go back through security, and then try to find some place to lounge. Alright, let's go in with this shade from Too Faced. This is the Christmas in New York palette. Yeah, I can't smell it. And let's go in with Egotini. I want to try that shade. Egotini. I was going to go in with the other purpley shade, but you know what? I don't think I've used this shade in this palette. But, so anyway, I went out, got my luggage, and then, went to United, and they're like, oh, well, it's too late, and something about change of shifts and stuff, and, they can't do it until 4 hours before your flight. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm glad American doesn't have that, because there's a lot of times I've been at my flight 4 hours, like way before 4 hours, because that's the only ride I could get, and dropped off. There's times that I got in there like 6 hours before my flight, and American is always taking my luggage, and I'm like, are you kidding me? And then at the 1 o'clock mark, or 1:45 or whatever, that would have been the 5 hour or 4 hours prior to my new flight. I'm gonna just blend this back in. It's 1:45, but we gotta wait till change of shift, so that's not till 3:45. I'm like, oh great, well, where am I gonna try to find some sleep? And I have all these luggage, because I'm trying to, you know, take stuff home from my hotel little by little. And she's like, oh, well, you can sleep in those chairs. And I'm like, I have like 2 book bags and 2 big suitcases full. I really don't want to just fall asleep. Not that anyone would steal my stuff, but hey, I got a lot of makeup I don't want stolen. So I'm just going to go back in with this shade with my wet brush and kind of just define that. But anyway, so I waited till I just went out to my car, put everything in my car, and tried to sleep. But here I'm in Sacramento Airport. I don't know how secure. I mean, it's secure, but you know, you still get paranoid, you know. All right, now on the peach palette, I'm going to use this caramelized shade. Yeah, I'm using like 3 different palettes today. That's all right. I love this peach palette. But my favorite is the cinnamon swirl. All right. Okay, the Tarte primer, we're using the Quench. So anyway, I went to the counter, at 3:45 then, after I got maybe a half hour sleep in my car, maybe an hour. Not very much. And I went to the counter at 3:45. Well, I decided, well, I'm here. I might as well go at 3:30, and so because now I don't have the status with American with United, so I'm gonna have to go through the main line, and you know how the main lines can be just crazy. So now we're gonna go in with the Glotion from Tarte, and so I get there, and they have like the main line closed, and they have the Premier open, and everybody was like lining up in there because that was the only line that was open. I was waiting at the closed main line because I'm like, they're not going to let me, and no one was at the desk anyway, because it wasn't 3:45. So finally at 3:45, someone comes at the desk, but they didn't open the main line, so everybody's still piling up there. And then I'm still waiting at the main line, and finally they opened it. And then everybody like starts piling and like trying to cut me off. I'm like, dude, I've been waiting here probably just as long as them. I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Amazonian Clay. And so anyway, I finally get my luggage checked in, and after waiting forever, and then go through security, and I had to go through the main line again because now I don't have the priority like I do with American. And if that's going to happen to me, I'd rather it happen in Sacramento because it's fast. The line's not crazy like O'Hare or Atlanta. So if this was going to happen to me, I'm glad it happened in Sacramento because it's a small airport. It's easy. And like my car was right there, so I could, and it's not, the parking garage isn't very far. So it could have been worse, But anyway, so I finally get through security. I am so tired at this point. Trying to find some place to sleep. I can't sleep in airports. I get paranoid. And so I obviously still awake. So I had my melatonin with me because I knew I was taking the red eye, and I can't sleep on planes, so I had that with me. So I took that like about 45 minutes before right before we started boarding, so it kick in and hopefully I get some sleep. I actually probably slept about maybe an hour on the plane, which I never sleep on the plane, so that was good for me. I'm going to use my Tarte Creaseless Concealer now. So yeah, so anyway, I finally, and of course, I'm so tired. And you guys are probably thinking I'm like spoiled or high maintenance, but like in American, even if I don't get upgraded to first class with the bigger seat, which I don't really need a bigger seat, so I don't care if I get upgraded to first class really, but I do like the little bit more room. And so if I don't get upgraded to first class, I get like towards the front. Plus I like being towards the front to get off the plane. But anyway, so I was all the way in the back, and like the second to the last row in the back. I did have an aisle seat, so at least I wasn't in the middle. And I had two teenage girls, right behind me. I don't know what they were. I think it was Italian, I don't know, but they were speaking of a language I can't speak, which I could care less about that, but they were so loud, and they were both in my ear because they were like aisle people that obviously knew each other, so they're loud right in my ear. I'm not one to complain or like, you're probably laughing at me right now after I just said that, but like to someone. But I wanted so bad to turn around and be like, shut up! I was so cranky, but I didn't say anything. And I even have, on the other thing, I have my headphones, and usually like I have Wi-Fi on American, because of everything. And I had no Wi-Fi on this plane. Okay, so now we're going to go on with the infused with peach and fig cream, and for my bronzer. But so anyway, I had no Wi-Fi, so I had nothing on my phone where I could turn on and drown them out. And my headphones aren't the noise cancellation ones, and I really don't usually need it because I usually have my Wi-Fi and like put something on and try to relax with that. But I had no Wi-Fi, and these headphones were not draining out these two young girls. So I was getting a little cranky. I didn't say anything, but I wanted to not be nice. So anyway, it is what it is. All the good stuff about flying, right? Oh, the bad stuff of flying anyway. The good news is I made it home. I got home about 12:30. Oh no, well, I got in about noon. So I got into the place I was staying with my husband at about 2 maybe in the afternoon. So I went and I took a nap, and then my hubby cooked for us all. So after that it went well. And then of course on the way back my plane was delayed because we had tornadoes in Chicago. But you know what, I got in and I get to go to work today. We're going to use the Strawberry Glow today with the toothpaste. But, and this time I got to be on American. I even got upgraded to first class. I had my melatonin. I probably slept like 20 minutes. But they fed me a dinner, so at least I didn't have to worry about, in first class with that long of a flight, they do actually give you a dinner. And that way I didn't have to worry about, because I was hungry. I did actually have lunch with my husband before I left for the airport though. So that was nice. I haven't done that in a long time. And so anyway, we did that, and then I had a dinner, so I didn't have to worry about that. I could just get my luggage. In Sacramento, it's such a nice airport. They're like by the time I got off the plane, and I was first class, so I got off like one of the first ones, went to the bathroom, and walked to get my luggage. It was already just coming out. Got my luggage, went to my car. Yes, I have an hour and 20 minute drive, but you know what? At least it's not like Atlanta and you have to wait an hour for your luggage. Oh. All right, let's use the Tarte Shape Tape powder for all over my face. So yeah, that was my little adventure last night. So I am so excited to get over this day. Hopefully no joint commission. And I can leave a little early and crash. Okay, the first, I think I used this last week, the Too Faced bronzer, the Bare bronzer, but it was the first one I saw and just grabbed. And I only have 2 bronzers from Too Faced and nothing from Tarte. So anyway, yeah. But my class reunion was very nice. Had a nice time. My family. Got to see my son. Got him a truck. So, and I told him he's got to pay me back because I don't like him on that motorcycle. I've had enough bad luck, especially since he wrecked his truck. In Illinois, it has so much weather all the time. It's either raining or dewy or foggy or whatever. And people don't watch out for motorcycles. And, you know, I'm like, your friend just died on a motorcycle. Stay off that motorcycle. He's inexperienced. He's only a kid. So I'm like, you know what? I'll get you this used truck. You can pay me back. But because I cannot sleep at night knowing he's on that motorcycle. Especially like at night, you know, or raining, or, you know, I get paranoid when he's on it, period. And then add all those other factors. So, yeah, people are like, Jamie, you enable him, you blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I can't sleep at night knowing my son is on this motorcycle now. And now it's because he has to, because he has no other form of transportation. I keep begging him to sell it, and he's like, but Mom, the gas prices. And I understand that, and he's 20, so, you know, it is hard to make a living. I'm gonna use this pink Park Avenue Princess shade in this palette, the Too Faced palette from New York, Christmas in New York. So I get that, but oh gosh, it just worries me. And everybody tells me, yeah, he's an adult, Jamie, you gotta let him live. I'm like, yeah, I know, but he's making ridiculous decisions. Now for highlighter, I'm going to go in with the Sugar Peach palette from Too Faced and use, you guessed it, the Peach Pearl shade that I do every Too Faced Tuesday, or Tarte Tuesday. After I get my new assignment, which I actually might be staying here in the Sacramento area, because they want me to go to another hospital within their system. I don't know if it'll work out because they need me more, or they need me sooner than when my contract ends. So I actually think I saw that today. That's all right. Let's go back in with the Tarte palette and go back in with Power Play for our lower under our eyes. But yeah, I really don't want to stay in Sacramento because of the commute time and everything else. But I really wanted to get closer to home. But it may be my only option, so I should find. I'm going to reach out to these other companies and see. But my boss needs like a decision like yesterday, so I'm gonna contact a couple people today, see what happens, see if there's any options out there, and if not, stay in Sacramento area. I wish I would know, because then all the makeup that I was taking home, I wouldn't have needed to. All right, I said last time I was gonna throw this away, but you know what? I'm like, one more use out of this Tarte C Surfer Curl, and it was right here. So I'm like, you know what? It's right here. I'm gonna use it. And you know, my next assignment might be exciting. Okay, let's go in with the peach palette, and I'm gonna just use that for under my eyes, just because it is right here and easy. And I'm a little behind, and I gotta check the website here soon to make sure they're not coming. And if they are, oh my gosh, I gotta get going. I'm running a little late. For the sake of time, I'm just gonna use this Tarte, the Lip Architect, with the lip gloss this time. Yeah, I wish they would post like at least early, like in the morning. Like have the like at 5, so people can check and wait for their day. Not post at 7:30 and then they show up. And I get the reason why they do that, because it's unannounced and they want to be surprised. But you know, a little bit more notice would be nice than like 20 minutes. Sometimes not even that, like 15. I've had one place where they post at 7:30 and they're there by like 7:40. It's like, oh. And people have lives, so it's not like everybody in the hospital can be prepared to be there. Especially when this broke. They're so far behind. Our due date, they give you a 6-month window from the final date, which our final date was February, but they're so far behind. So 6 months prior to now 6 months after, so a year, everybody's been trying to put their life on hold because they're behind. All right, let's use the Tarte Stay Spray setting spray. Alrighty. All right, this is the final look for this Tarte Tuesday. Let me know what you think. And the riddle of the day is Mr. and Mrs. Mustard have 6 daughters, and each daughter has 1 brother. So how many people are in people are in the Mustard family? Have a great day. Comment down below. Bye.